My name is Karuna Sindhu Avatar Das. I'm from South Africa in a small city called Bloemfontein in the state of Free State. And yeah, I joined there in 2017, February. Already, from January, I was already like watching some yoga videos and Sadhguru, and never understood there was a connection between Sadhguru, Vedas, Hinduism, Krishna Consciousness, but still searching. And then I'm a skateboarder, so I was skateboarding, and this guy just comes with his skateboard, sits down from the backpack, no beat bag, just straight japa mala. Wow! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm like, what's that? It's a skater, I'm a skater, but like that's like far out, it's like, because skaters already are people that get looked at like.
Okay.
So I was doing that to another skater. I was like, okay, this guy is like another level, I went up to him. I was like, hey man, what you doing, man? What's your story? Oh no, I'm just chanting the names of God, and I left. I was like, okay, it's my cue. It's like, oh, it's religion. Oh, sorry, because that's where my mind was at the time. That religion is bad. You know how it is. But then, 30 minutes later, I'm now tired, and man is still chanting, at then I was like, okay, wow, okay, this thing is serious, 30 minutes still chanting the same thing, I went up to him, I was like, okay, so what are these names of God, the usual, Hare Krishna Rama, Hare is the energy of the Lord, Krishna, Ram, the whole explanation. But then he's like, yeah, come to a temple, it's here in the township. I'm like, in the township? Temple? I haven't seen it. Like, which road? On the main road. I was like, serious? I don't see temples there. No, it's like a house we made into a temple. Oh, okay. And what do you guys do there? No, we have like philosophy. We discuss philosophy, and then you can come and also just have the vegetarian feast that we'll have. Ah, and how much is the feast? It's free. Ah. I'll be there, my man. I don't know about the God stuff, but I'll be there. And I'm like, what time? I'll just come at 3. So I'm thinking, that's in the afternoon. I'm thinking, oh, okay, church normally starts 10, 11, 3 is the eating time. I get there, these guys are still cooking. I'm like, okay. I thought, feast, I came with the feast time. He's like, no, we're about to start now, 3:30 we're starting. So he told me to get there 30 minutes earlier so that they can talk to me, and now I do these tactics as well, but I didn't know back then, and then get a class. Then I was like, okay, wow, this is really something inspirational and makes sense. I hate to admit it, but it makes sense. And that day they were speaking about, reincarnation and these topics that are like so feared by most people out there. Reincarnation doesn't exist, all that stuff. I asked like 200 questions. They answered 200 questions, and they gave me more than what I was asking for. And I was like, okay, it's cool, but I won't come back. I just want the food and leave. And then they give you the hook, in the announcements. And next week, we will have traveling brahmachari who goes all over the world coming. I was like, oh my God, I have to meet this guy. After I met him, this was Rajabasi Prabhu. So it was Saturday and a Sunday program. I was there. I didn't skate that weekend. I was like, I need to, because I was reading the Bhagavad Gita alone that week. And then after that, I just asked for neck beads, quit meat, quit coffee, all that stuff, They were asking me to quit. Second year varsity, imagine. Just
oh my gosh. How old were you?
I was 19.
Wow.
I was 19. When you're at that age, you haven't been so messed up. So I think it was easier then. So I just...
What did your family think?
At first, they were like... my family didn't know how bad it was, with our parents we always have this facade, that you're a good kid, you go to school. But your parent doesn't know, as soon as you get to school, you go and smoke a joint with your friends, if they have a black label lager in the bag, you don't know that, but then by the time you get home, you sober up, you have your eye drops, your eyes are white, and yeah, you're passing school, that's all they care, So they didn't know about that stuff. That's the battles I was fighting which Krishna Consciousness was curing. The lifestyle automatically. I mean, even the aspect of God alone, if you take that out, just the lifestyle of a devotee is very clean. It's very, it's law abiding, It's very simple to the point where anyone can do it, right? And yeah, it was a bunch of us, and everyone in the temple back then, it was like a two-bedroom house, small house. We were just using it like as a temple. One room they were cooking, other one was a temple room. That's it, simple. And there was only like Africans, only. It's like 30 of us in a small room, ranging from 2 years old to like 27 at the time. It was, the oldest person was 27, And most of us, 60% of us were people younger than 10, because the people had been preaching for so long, and people, they do Harinam, they go out on books, and the local people had been so happy with us that they were sending their kids, like, I won't go because I'm not, but my child can really benefit from this. Just take my child, Imagine someone giving you a child, just take my child, because the children will always give them prasad for the parents. So, my parents really did. They just like, oh, yeah, man, you just do what you have to do. It's a stage.
Okay.
It's been 8 years.
So, your service
Right
that you
now?
do now, yeah. Well, what service did you do?
So, the only thing I haven't done is become a temple president. But
Are you looking forward to that or what?
no, I'm okay. Don't. I'm not putting out application. No. But after finishing varsity in 2019, I then went to Cape Town Temple, small temple there. But they also have deities, which is what I was really interested in, because I wanted to really worship deities as well, but not have my own, but temple deities. So first service was back up, clean here, wash here, and then just back up also in the kitchen, because I could burn water those days. I was very bad at cooking. And I was like, you know what, I'm a vegetarian, it would be good if I can cook, because I saw a lot of men cooking in this movement. I'm not used to that. If it's an African, most of the men just only cook the meat, and then the rest of the time, the ladies do all the cooking. So I really wanted to cook, so I went deep into cooking for like a solid 2 years. This is also during COVID time, so I was locked down in the temple. Did cooking, Prabhupada service, that's what I was doing mainly, like Sunday to Sunday. Because there's less of us, whoever did Prabhupada puja was the person that dressed Prabhupada. So you dress Prabhupada, do back up at the same time, and then do the Guru Puja, and then go cook the breakfast, and sometimes the lunch. So that was a time in my life I really just focused on just getting the basics down. But then when things opened up, all the Kirtanias came back. Oh, wow, Kirtan is really nice, But I was still into philosophy then. But I was like, oh, Kirtan is really nice. But then I was like, it would be nice to learn kartals. I learned kartals that gravitated into harmonium and anga. And that's kind of what I'm mainly doing now. More into kirtan and availing myself to teach younger people as well. Because normally after our Sunday Lafis program, I sit around with the kids, teach them basics, Madanga, kartals, sometimes harmonium, but just the basics of kartals, Yeah, that's kind of where I want to go into now, just more teaching.
Okay.
And not just from the Vyasa son, I mean, establish relationships, like while we're eating, talking to someone one-on-one. Hey, how are you doing? It's your first time here. Yeah, that's kind of where I am now. That's where my headspace is at.
Nice. And how did you meet His Holiness Kadamba Kanana, and what was your connection?
Yeah. This is 2018 Soweto Rath Yatra. So back then, my focus was not so much on sannyasis. I mean, I was still trying to understand what Varnashram Dharma was, and, your ashrams. I didn't know I was a brahmachari. I was just doing the stuff, I was always at the temple cooking in Bloemfontein. With our temple president, he was a brahmachari. So I was just always with him. Like, after school, go to him, and then I go home, type of thing, And Yeah, so I was more gravitating to that side. So then I saw Karam Maharaj. I thought he was a brahmachari. You know, I was like, oh, another brahmachari, because I only know the one. You know, because they're quite rare now. So you have to like, huh? Orange. So I saw him. I was like, oh, he's the one that gave the speech before we pulled the chariots. Oh, it's a brahmachari, but he's so old. You know, I thought brahmacharis were young. You know, still young. You know, and I saw him, but for some reason he made me feel nervous. And as a guy, it's kind of weird. Like, you know, like when a girl sees a boy and is like, wow, you know? I felt like that, like, wow, okay, this guy, like, he can sing, he can do his thing, you know? I was just calling him this guy, you know? So, oh. Then I did that. I didn't pay obeisance. I didn't know the etiquette then. And he just went from a distance. That was it. And then he just walked past. I walked away because I was just too nervous. Then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
A few months later, 3 months later, that was September. In December, that's 2018, he was now coming for Cape Town Rath Yatra. And this was my first time at Cape Town Temple. And I was supposed to come to get initiation from Bhakti Chaitanya Swami.
You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was just told Bhakti Chaitanya Swami is going to be your guru and you're going to get initiated by him. Like,
Okay.
Oh, okay. I've been reading Bhagavad Gita. Your spiritual master will be revealed to you. Oh, maybe that's how it gets revealed.
Yeah.
They tell you, okay. I had long dreads. I had to cut my dreads. You know what an austerity. They were like up to here, man. They're like thick, and as you can see, I'm trying again. Yeah, it's Africa. What to do? And yeah, I had to cut my dreads. Oh man, the bus ride. It was so cold. My head, you know. I was like, oh my God, this guru better be there, you know. And he didn't come. As I arrived, they're like, I'm sorry, Maharaj is not feeling well, but we have Kadamba Kanana Swami, at least, you know, if you love kirtan. And I was like, what's this kirtan? You know, I like philosophy then. I wanted to get initiation, you know. I was like, okay, because of the name, I didn't know what it meant. Just wanted the name. But then, you know, Kadamba Maharaj has a way of pulling you in, you know. Kirtan, but also his lectures. I was like, wow, he's so intelligent. Any question you ask, and the fact that there's always a scriptural answer, like in this book it says this, and he also gives his own 2 piece, gives what Prabhupada says in that same purport. I was like, wow, how can a person know so much? And I don't know, just spending time, because he normally comes for like a week. So and I saw his character. He's always happy, smiling. When you pay obeisances, it doesn't just, as you pay obeisances, by the time you get up, he's already gone. It's not, you know, you pay obeisances, he's still there. He's like, hey, what's your name? How are you? Talks to you, and then he leaves. I was like, he's really personal, and I like that. So then I asked, in the Sanila feast, as I know, as dramatic as I am, I asked to be his disciple in the Q&A section, you know. And I was like, hey, Maharaj, you know, you make me feel amazing. You make me feel so good. So amazing. Can you, you know, yeah. And then he gave me his garland, you know, to the people. Afterwards, we took a picture. He said, come to my room, we'll talk. First instruction was, if you want to be my disciple, you have to focus on your health, you have to focus on your sadhana, you have to focus on something to do for the world. And he's like, is that a good enough deal for you? Like, yes. Shook on it, we actually shook. And that was it, you know? Yeah. Because I mean, my etiquette was still Western, you know?
Yeah,
It's like, you know? This was not so normal. Now it's like, you know. But that's how I met him, and then I think 6 months later, I asked for initiation. He said yes. And the next year, 2019, Soweto Rath Yatra, a year later, when I met him first time, he was giving me my initiation. So, yeah.